Yo! And I do believe this is episode 3. So last time we basically fleshed out the map, what we really think the map will look like. I'm actually going to make a few changes. Well, first of all, I'm going to make a massive change. Instead of having a cliff face, I'm actually going to turn this into a beach. And I may put a bunker in here. Let me do that. To box select, all you do is Shift Alt, not Shift Alt, Control Alt, sorry. And I'm going to put a bunker in over here and over here. I'm also going to round this over so nod base is exposed to water. GDI base, I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with yet, but there's a point to having the nod base exposed. It's for the C-130, the aircraft that drops vehicles off, to have some room, as it were. But this episode is going to be about rocks or meshes. First off, I need to select a suitable rock. So if I go to my content browser, just type in rock, go to static mesh, let's find a suitable rock. I could use these and retexture them or put a new material on, but I'm not really a fan of this. And I don't think any of these actually have, none of these actually have collision. And I'm not willing to put a custom collision on. So let's have a look what actually happens. It's probably going to crash my UDK. So what we do is we double click the mesh, then go to collision, whoops, then go to auto convex collision. You click on that, and then you basically run these sliders up and down. Yeah, that should be okay. Click OK, and it's probably going to crash. Oh no. Yeah, but then you can see what happens with the collision. If we put some more holes in, allow for splits all the way up. This likes to crash PCs. It doesn't like to conform to what the actual mesh is doing. It just makes a really simplified collision, and I'm not really interested in that. Right. Now that I have put collision on that, yeah, the collision will stay there. It will actually save, or try saving. Even when if I took it off, it recognises that's been modified, so it will try saving the next time I close UDK. There's a point actually. Saving maps. Maps need to be saved to a specific location. So file, save as, and they need to be saved here. RenegadeX Beta 4, UDK game, content, maps, RenegadeX, or Ren-x. This is where all the maps are. At the moment I'm just calling this CNC tutorial. So let's go back to rocks. Oh yeah, and now I'll show you that when I close. So I don't need to close. Specific rocks. See, I really do like these rocks, but a lot of these don't have collision. Well, that one actually does, but it's half a rock. Again, I quite like this rock, but nah. And this is the rock I use for volcano. It is basically that rock there, the texture inverted, material inverted. Ooh, that's got a lot. Is this the one? Yes, this is the one to use. This one here has LODs, so I can set load on distances, so further away it'll have less triangles, so it doesn't actually render the full thing until you're up close. But also with this specific rock, well, you can see this map is going to be absolutely massive. So when I'm placing rocks, I like to have a master rock in the level somewhere. What I mean by master rock is a rock that hasn't been touched. So basically you import it, then you make a copy. You make a copy by clicking, holding Alt and dragging. And Alt, dragging, Alt, dragging, Alt, dragging, dragging, drag. Yeah, you get my drift. You can also do it for multiple. To select multiple, you just hold Control, then Alt to make a new version. And even if it's at an angle, it will always be an exact duplicate of what you just selected. So yeah. So let's get to work. I forgot to show this in the first episode. These here, this controls snapping to grid. You notice here there's a grid. You can snap to a grid of I do believe it's UT units, Unreal units, U units. I'm not going to go through what a U unit is, but yeah, you can Google that. But yeah, 16 and 8 are both good numbers. Most of the time when I'm making organic shapes, or organic maps, I don't really have this on, but right now I have it on. This here is the angles. You can set different angles. Unfortunately, you can't actually set a custom angle, which is odd. Okay, then you have this here is the percentage of size, so it will snap to a percentage of the actual size of the thing. So 5%, first snap will be 5% bigger than what it is, then 5% bigger than that, yeah, so on and so forth. So I actually want to make this quite large, and I want to set this to 90 degrees. Then click that, make sure that's ticked to get the 90 degrees, and there we go. Now I'm going to untick this because I really don't need it. Make sure I'm on world. I said untick that. And I'm just going to start filling in the basic shape of the map. All this is subject to change, which I always say. Everything I make is always subject to change. I might be ripping in half the map out because I'm not happy with it, or it just doesn't work, or whatever. But this main shape here I'm quite happy with. It doesn't really matter too much about the shape of stuff. Too much. But yeah, this part is extremely boring. Some people enjoy placing rocks. Me personally, I don't. I don't know why it's got LOD on that but not there. That's odd. You can see the LOD changes now. when you're up super close. Don't forget, there's also, yeah, sorry, I said don't forget, I haven't even shown you yet. There is a key on the keyboard that will show you scale. It actually scales with Gunner. It's on mine. It's the backslash and pipe key, but I'm using a UK keyboard. It's the key next to left shift and Z. So yeah, it gives you a sense of scale of how big these cliffs actually are. I might have to scale these down a bit. But yeah. Anyway, I'll probably fast forward through all this because placing rocks is just really boring and tedious. I'm not gonna use a ton of rocks, mainly because they will. Well, these rocks in particular, these are quite, what's the word, intensive. Let's have a look how many verts they actually have. Well, that light map can come down as well. Well, yeah, here we go. That's quite a lot, really. And I'll probably make a duplicate of this into my own package. I haven't made my own package yet because I don't need to. I will when I need to. So yeah, don't worry about that. As I said, I had an idea of what I wanted from this map in the beginning. As I've been making the map, my ideas have changed. Like I'm going to get rid of this sharp slope here and make it gradual. And I probably will put water in. Sorry about that. I'm still going to stick with the mountains in the background. Be a nice backdrop for GDI base. The beach will be a nice backdrop for Nod base. Again, I need to shift all this around. I was thinking about moving the Nod base over here and swooping this around a bit more, but I think that'll make the map a bit too big, because it is really big as it is, and yeah, we don't want to make it extremely big. Oh yeah, and you might notice that I'm trying to make this a bit wiggly. It brings to the organic look. Just having a straight line is just a load of bollocks. You can't do that. What I'll probably end off doing is bulging parts of this up with a double layer and putting a single layer on other parts. I might even, well, I probably will, I'll probably put a cavity around here full of Tiberium and blocked off to normal vehicles, but you can fly through it, just to give a bit of cover going through. I might even put it through the middle. I'm not 100% sure yet. I haven't really thought it through, but there will be a tunnel around here, and I need to reshape some of this. So yeah. And I did say I wanted to do this. This I don't really care if it's neat. I'm going to fix all this with the actual landscape later on. And I said I want to bring this around here, so I'm not really worried. So let's just pack this in, and probably now I'll actually talk. Beta 4 has been in testing phase. The last 2 days our website has been down, so they can't really couldn't really test. Well, they could get into their servers, but they couldn't use the launcher. Same with Beta 3 actually. For some reason Beta 3 launcher was being a Git. And well, yeah, it was just being a right Git. And because the website was down, just wasn't working. And again, I don't know, I'm not exactly sure why that happened. Again, I'll probably double up in a few places, probably around here, make a bit of a bulge here. I'm planning on putting a bunker right here, but I'm hoping you can. I'm going to try and make it so you can drive over the top of it. There'll be a door in the back, so you can get in there and snipe this main area. I might actually put a silo in down here. I'm not sure yet. Yeah, we'll soon see. You might be thinking, why are you doing this, Kens? Why are you putting rocks in like this? This is how I actually do all my rocks. I make a giant snake of them, and I just go around turning them and whatnot. So I get a basic idea of what shape I'm getting, and then I can start rotating and tweaking them so they aren't all the same direction. And something like that. And probably in here I will put a little secret, or fill it in with something. Might even try and do that. There we go, that's better. And yeah, I'll fill this in with the landscape. So I like to get a general idea of what the map looks like, then fiddle with it, as it were. I'm not sure how other mappers would do this, but this is how I've pretty much always done it. Mainly because I find it easier. And there's that bug again. Let's go back to world. I'll probably end off taking some of these rocks out and putting another ramp in. Not 100% sure yet. It's just round over these corners. Oh, lost my mouse. There's a problem. There's a bit of a problem I'm having at the moment with Shadow Play. You might have noticed it, that the audio sync is out. So I'm very sorry if the audio sync is out in this episode. I have been trying to fix it. I don't know what's causing it. Right. So there we go. That's primarily how I do the rocks. Why do you look the same on all sides, Mr. Wolf? All the better to mess me up with you somehow. So yeah, you can also use the transform tool in UDK. I don't particularly use it all that often, but sometimes it's handy. If you right click an object, then you go down to transform, you can mirror across X, Y and Z. So yeah, if I do that, you can see it mirrors it. It's handy when you're making like doorway or cave entrances and whatnot. I did it in Volcano and Canyon. I even did it on X Mountain back when I had a door, a giant blast door in the center of the map. I took that out though because why not? Didn't really need it. It wasn't there for anything. The original plan was to have like an armory there that give you specific weapons, but that never really came to light. It may do it in the future, but all the assets are still there. It's just need to replace them. Okay, so I've taken enough of your time just placing rocks and talking about crap. I actually need to save, and the best way to save a map at the end of the day is click there. Now you can see exactly what I mean by I changed something that isn't mine. I know CNC Tutorial is my map, yeah, but RX Nature Rocks, I have never seen that package before. Well, I have, but I know, but you probably haven't. So if you haven't seen the package before and you don't know, yeah, you think it's yeah, if you know it's not your map, your package, untick it. Simple as. Untick it, then save. It will only save your map. And there we go. Next episode, I'll be placing more rocks, but I'll be picking a color scheme, an environment to be with. That will probably mean that I will be messing around with the material editor just a little bit, because I need to start mapping out where what sort of colours and what sort of areas I want. I know I want sand, grass, mud and rock, but I don't know what these are going to look like yet. So we're going to do that in the next episode. Thanks for watching. As I said, these episodes are going to get pretty boring, but if you want to know, feel free to watch. If you don't want to know, don't watch. It's no skin off my back. But yeah, catch you in the next one. Ta-da.